This afternoon, we're trying something completely new, at least new to me. It's a wine from Tenerife, the Canary Islands, the biggest of the Canary Islands. It's a red wine, and it's a grape that's really, again, I've never heard of before. It's called Listan Negro. Negro meaning black Listan, but it's a red wine. And it doesn't seem to grow anywhere else in the world. In any significant quantity. The interesting thing about Tenerife is it's a very volcanic soil where these things grow. It's right next to the volcano there, which is the third biggest live volcano in the world, after the two volcanoes in Hawaii. And the soil is volcanic and in a sort of it's a 400, 500 meter elevation, and it's in little pits of soil that are sheltered and get moisture from the trade winds. So it's a very interesting terroir, and it's good drainage because of the volcanic rocky soil. And then the vines are very old. I mean, they've been growing wines over there for the last 400 or 500 years. The vines are very old, and they used to have this way of braiding them together and to raise them off the ground so they can plant potatoes and other things underneath, because they needed, there's not a lot of arable land, and they needed this space to grow whatever they needed for sustenance. This winery was started at Suertes del Marqués at the bottom here. It's hard to see. Was started in 2004. The vines were very old, but there was no ownership, and the person who took it over decided that they want to turn it into a fine export product, because before then a lot of the wine was consumed locally, and it wasn't really exported in any kind of nice way. This is another project by our friend Eric Solomon, who we've talked about before. He worked with a winemaker to develop this wine, which is called El Ciruelo, and sell it in the U.S. Now the Ciruelo is the name of the vineyard, but it comes from the 200-year-old plum tree that's right there on its own in the vineyard, and plum tree seems to mean Ciruelo in Spanish. So that's a little bit of the history here. I thought it was very interesting. I mean, I bought it because it was on sale in one of my favorite stores. I figured, you know what, we'll try it. It's a 2015, and then we'll see what it has to say. I poured a little bit first so that it can air up. I'm gonna pour some more. Maybe you can see the amazing thing that I like about this is the color. It's very light, as you can see, very light pink. So it's just very delicate already just by looking at it. 13.5% alcohol, not a very alcoholic wine despite the heat over there. And let's just see what we have here. On the nose, it's a little gamey, and when I had some a little earlier today, I had that in the beginning. You always have a little bit of that in the beginning, gamey, sort of wet cloth kind of thing. Not necessarily very appealing, but not necessarily bad anyway. But there's also a very strong pepper, like black pepper, a mix of black peppercorn and green peppercorn. Believe it or not, I don't know, how that comes together, but that's what you get on the nose. Very pronounced, and again, not enough to turn you off or make you want to sneeze, but really very distinct and distinctive. And the color is that really light. These guys make sort of very non-interventionist wine. It's whole cluster. It's sort of natural maceration. It's in big concrete tanks, and then in big old 500-liter wood barrels for aging. So just kind of very, very fine winemaking and very non-interventionist. On the taste, there's pepper, there's a bit of fruit, but it's very harmoniously blended, which is very hard to do, I think. And it's all, throughout in your mouth, on your palate, and on the finish. You feel that same stream of flavors and impressions. And I think it's really just very satisfying. I mean, I had some earlier, as I said, and I really liked it. And I thought we can all share this on the video. It's a really just distinctive bouquet, distinctive, color, a little bit of an orange rim, but not a lot. And it's just got, it seems to me, it combines the fineness of a Burgundy with a color and a sort of clarity, the pepper from a northern Syrah, the happiness from a little bit of a Beaujolais. So it's kind of got these mixes of emotions, and I really, really like it. So it's not cheap. This is something you're looking $45 to $50, but I think it's worth it. It's different, it's distinctive, it's very good. You can have it with a very sophisticated dish or with a plate of plata negra or something like that. Sorry, pata negra. So you will enjoy it no matter what. Cheers.